All right, good. We are live. Nice to see you.
It's nice to see you, man. It's almost like I just saw you the other day.
Yeah, I guess we did. But for me, I haven't been doing a lot of on camera type videos just because my life's been upside down and will be for the foreseeable future. So it's nice to finally, do one of these. Not that people want to see my face, but put my face and my voice and my opinion on screen rather than, just doing edits.
Yeah. I mean, I was just worried I was interrupting you during one of your supersets back there.
Yeah, you like this? This is another thing. Like, if I ever get a
Bruh.
video out that brings in a new audience, and they're just like, what the fuck's going on with this guy?
Why are you at the graveyard of Good Life Fitness? What is
Yeah.
happening here?
Well, you know what's funny is my previous again. So just so people know, I'm currently building a house where I will actually have a nice office where I could set up my stuff. But in my old situation, I was in my kitchen. If people were able to tell from my videos, and I was right beside the refrigerator, and and that fridge got a lot of use being next to it. But let me ask you this: being next to the gym, you think this thing gets a lot of use?
Nope.
Yeah, not so much.
Nope.
So
not like the fridge.
I'm trying to work on it, because the fridge, the pounds are being packed on. The gym, you think they should be peeling the pounds off. So we're gonna try.
I wish you all the best. I've been unsuccessful in that attempt. So I guess kind of a semi spoiler. So I did see you this weekend, and you and I did shoot some stuff. And I was actually in the middle of editing that video. So I'm actually going to edit that and render it and hopefully get it out for tomorrow. And that's kind of phase one of the Rogue Leaders theater setup. And I'm pumped about it. You get some wicked stuff.
Well, I want to flash forward 4 months from now, and I could sit in my new man cave and watch new Star Wars, maybe new Obi-Wan. Well, not maybe.
Trailer dropping.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get to the original point here, and that is news has come out that Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron is delayed, more or less. And let me just frame this on why this is that. Well, let me just fix my problem here. A little thirsty.
I got nothing.
Here, I'll are we a dyad? Can you grab this?
I wish. I mean,
if you pulled up a drink right there, would have been impressed.
It'd be even more impressive if it was a Bud Light.
Yeah. So I'm probably in the minority. If you had to ask me what Star Wars movie would get made that I would be most pumped for, Rogue Squadron was number one on my list.
Of course it was, because you have a massive man crush on Wedge Antilles.
But even that, secret. I'm a ship nerd. Obviously, if they announced the Keanu Reeves Revan Old Republic type movie, that'd be dope. But Rogue Squadron for me, it was number one. So when it actually happened, I never thought it was. First off, I never thought it was going to be a possibility. I just thought it was something so niche that Disney would never tackle it, especially in a movie format. So not only did they announce that they do the big, I really enjoyed that Patty Jenkins kind of rollout of my father was a fighter pilot and all that stuff.
Teaser?
Yeah,
that was incredible.
That was great. I was pumped. And I don't read books. I'm strictly movie TV series, but I have read the original Thrawn series because it was one of the OGs and I love it. And I read the X-Wing novels, which are all about Rogue Squadron, and the Rogue Squadron games were some of my favorite games. The Rogue Squadron is my thing. So it's been the one movie that I've been obviously most excited for, but also walking on eggshells for, because I don't want to get my hopes up so much and have them not meet my expectations or take it a different way that I'm not in my mind. So I'm trying not, because I screwed up the Force Awakens for myself by doing that. I hyped this Force Awakens so high up on this pedestal that it, even though I still think it wasn't the greatest, I don't think there was anything they could have done to meet my expectations. That's how,
and that's fair. And it's important to understand the difference between that, right? There's movies like The Rise of the Skywalker, which we could go on for forever on. But The Force Awakens, I mean, I loved it, but you're right. There's no way it could ever live up to expectations. And also, let's be honest. I mean, the last thing we saw Patty Jenkins put together was Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
And
I know. That's why it's like
doesn't instill a lot of confidence.
Yeah, so I want to get excited because yes, it's Rogue Squadron, and
Yep.
two, Patty Jenkins seems passionate about it, but
yep.
her most recent body of work, and now they're saying it's delayed because of scheduling issues. So there's two things that's coming out: the scheduling issues, and then someone else on Twitter who I got her up right now. Big Screen Leaks tweeted out that now that it's delayed, it's a good time to mention that the film wasn't just delayed because of Jenkins' schedule, but that production on Rogue Squadron isn't going well behind the scenes. It was never going to be ready to start shooting next year. So, a couple nuggets there I want to get into.
Okay.
First, her schedule is causing it to be delayed. And let me just say this to you. If you sign on to direct Star Wars, shouldn't that become now the number one thing in your schedule? And or if Disney is waving its magic cash wand at you and says, we're tapping you next, shouldn't that take precedent over your other projects? Like, how is Star Wars getting butted out of hers in her schedule? I
mean, I don't. Wonder Woman 84 for me was a pretty big disappointment. So it's not like I've looked into Patty Jenkins' schedule, but I have had Rogue Squadron in the back of my mind for quite some time. I mean, obviously I know how pumped you are for this, and I mean, so am I. But yeah, like, I don't know, maybe her schedule is busy because she's got to spend the next 18 months apologizing for Wonder Woman 84. Like,
who knows? And like,
I know, back to back to the exponent.
Well, apparently she's doing Wonder Woman 3, and that sounds like it could be taking precedence over Star Wars.
Look, which, like, Wonder Woman 3 is anything
let it breathe
other
a
than
little
an
bit.
Origin story. Oh man, like,
so,
I love Gal Gadot, but you got to sit this one out and do an origin story and somehow save it, because sweet Jesus.
So like, I love that Disney's doing everything on TV. I love all the Star Wars shows on TV. I love the long form storytelling. We all love that, but 100%. We won't. So this Rogue Squadron is supposed to be December 2023. We haven't seen a movie since, was it 2019? Rise of Skywalker? Yeah, 2019.
Yeah.
So that would be 4 years till Rogue Squadron. Now potential 1 or 2 more. We might be 4 or 5 years without a big screen Star Wars release.
Yeah, but I'm going to challenge you.
Don't even say what TD or anyone else is going to jump in there, because none of that stuff's even on the books.
No,
Rogue Squadron was a firm scheduled or release date. That's in jeopardy.
Right, but my question is, it's going to be 4 or 5 years, but do you care? Like, it's not like we've gone 4 or 5 years without a major Star Wars home run, because we haven't. The Mandalorian is an absolute grand slam. I mean, we're going to talk Obi-Wan or Kenobi in a couple minutes. I mean, it's not like we've been without it. It's just we haven't seen it in movie form. I mean, they could have made The Mandalorian a movie. I mean, it was as good, and you and I have talked about this. It was as good as any Star Wars property, period.
But this is where I challenge you.
I get that you're getting all.
I know, but buddy, you and me both love going to the movie theater.
Of course, 100%.
Having that one Star Wars title on the docket a year is like an event. Regardless of how the movie turns out, it's like something I get excited for. Prep for, like, it's
but it's not like we've been high and dry, is what I'm saying.
No, I know,
amazing properties out there.
I know.
As a matter of fact, one could say they were better than what they would have been if they were movies.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
but everyone's cooped up with COVID. It would have been. I know, but still, 2023. That's a long time, even if we get it, of no Star Wars. All right, so now the other big nugget I want to mine in that tweet was production is not going well behind the scenes. Now, where have we heard that before? We heard that on Force Awakens was clean. So starting with Rogue One, drama, Last Jedi. I think Last Jedi was fairly clean too, to be honest. But then Solo and Rise, all massive issues and drama getting aired out, and now Rogue Squadron's getting it too. Like can't they? How is no one on the same page over at Disney? Like, that's all I think about is like, you plan all these huge budget things, and then as soon as you sit down to put it together and start planning it, it's like everyone's just sitting in a meeting room screaming at each other is what it sounds like.
And obviously there has to be some creative differences. Yeah. And if they haven't started, I mean, have they even casted? Like there could be drama starting at the casting process. Like,
yeah, and I speculated on, I have a breakdown of all the Rogue Squadron movie details that we had at the time, and I speculated it would be in the future, like not during like the Rogue Squadron narrative from the games, comics, books, like a little like post Rise of Skywalker, which made me nervous because it kind of takes it out of the element from where it was born. But like,
it's fair.
If I hope someone's in-house banging that table saying, no, we need it original trilogy. We need it in that Mandalorian, between that Mandalorian to Force Awakens, somewhere in their timeline. Someone's banging that table to like digitally like de-age Wedge Antilles or recast them, but have them in that movie and go just full balls to the wall. We're bringing in Cornhorn. We're bringing in the whole squad from the books, like bring it all in the canon, give them all, tweak their backstories to make it fit. Like, hey, if someone's fighting for that in-house, then fine, so be it if they get it. But it's a little concerning that there's drama. And because what I'm waiting for is for them to say Patty Jenkins has left the movie altogether. If she's having scheduling conflicts and there's drama, it sounds like when Colin Trevorrow was forced out, Phil and Chris Lord were forced out of Solo. Like, Gareth Edwards hung on by the skin of his teeth on Rogue One. They had to bring in what's his name to like reshoot. Well, he claims
he was good though.
I know, I loved Rogue One. I think
Rogue
it's the best. It's the best movie out of the Disney movies so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's
the most Rogue Squadron-esque type movie as well. You know what I mean? Like the Rogue One formula is similar to what the formula for Rogue Squadron should be.
Okay, so question. Mm-hmm. You're sitting in that room and you get to wave a magic wand and you can remove Patty Jenkins and move up production. Who do you put in?
Who do I tab? Oh.
Who do you tap?
Like, part of me, I actually like tapping the young guys. But maybe for Rogue Squadron, you bring in a vet.
I would go like a Filoni.
Yeah, interesting.
Because
Filoni,
whenever he jumps onto shows, like he's always a pilot. Like he obviously has an affinity to the sky when it comes to Star Wars.
Yeah, but he's done a lot of the Jedi lore stuff, I feel. You know who was great? I've told you this before. Mandalorian episode 10 was the one where everyone was one of the lore rated ones, I feel, where they had to bring fish or frog lady and the eggs with the spiders.
Yeah.
Those shots of the X-Wings chasing the Razor Crest through the clouds and then down through the canyon stuff. Beautiful.
Where Filoni showed up. That he was actually the pilot in that.
That one was directed by that one was directed by I don't know, I'm missing his name all of a sudden. The guy who did the finale as well.
Yeah. He'd be a good tap.
Why can't the guy who did Ant-Man? What's his Peyton Reed? He'd be interesting.
And you know what? That's a solid resume to bring in Ant-Man and then that episode. Yeah, that'd be a good pick.
He handled that.
Ironically, we were referring to the same episode, just looking at different aspects of it. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like a Ridley Scott.
He turns into Gladiator. Wedge Antilles gets out and asked if everyone's entertained.
Well, his brother did. His brother did Top Gun, so like there's got to be a relationship there. I think Tony passed away, right? I think that happened. Yeah,
correct. So. Yeah. So he's out. No, I like your idea of Peyton Reed.
He's passed, you know what I mean? He's passed the vet check. Like he's been vetted because he's done those 2 episodes that were both great.
Yeah,
like the best.
Ant-Man is a great intro for that. I think if you want to keep it on track, you make the swap.
Yeah, I think he'd be my, off the top of my head, he'd be my first choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm concerned, but
rightfully
I guess
so.
at the end of the day, I just hope the movie doesn't get canned. Like,
yeah,
it's got to happen. Like I said, it's my most anticipated, so we got to see it happen. Okay. So moving on, this Friday, Disney Plus Day. Are we getting Obi-Wan?
We are getting a trailer.
Where does Obi-Wan series sit with you as far as anticipation?
For me, above the Book of Boba.
Yeah, it's for me.
Maybe it's because I'm old.
Yeah, it's we'll see what the trailer does, but when they first announced Obi-Wan, I was like, yeah, I'm into some of the other series, like it was, but now that like I've gone back and I've done a bunch of edits for like prequel theme stuff, and like going back, and I've been in Attack of Clones, Revenge of the Sith a lot, and the more and more I'm watching, I'm like, man, it's going to be so cool to have Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen back on screen.
Right. I never thought I'd say I can't wait to see Hayden Christensen on screen again as Anakin Skywalker, but
I've always
so pumped.
And no one really talks about it either, but Deborah Chow is the director, right? And she did, if you recall, episode 3 of season 1 of The Mandalorian, and I think the penultimate episode before Taika Waititi's. And you remember episode 3 is the one where I think it was called The Sin, where he gives in Grogu, goes back to his ship, and then says, fuck it, we're going back for me. And it's like that, like assassin as he works through the tight combat and stuff. It was so like well paced. The action was like the tension was awesome. So she is doing all the Obi-Wan episodes. So I'm excited for what she's going to do with it.
Yeah. I mean, he was such, and especially as you learn more about him through things like Clone Wars, like he wasn't the perfect Jedi. He had fallen in love on the planet of Mandalore. And I mean, to me, that character just gets more and more and more intriguing. And it wasn't until I went through Clone Wars specifically that Obi-Wan became even more of a fixture for me in Star Wars.
Yeah. And I think right now, well, I see it a lot. My big video that's at like 1.7 million, whatever it is, the Obi-Wan's message.
Is that what it's at now? 1.7 million?
Oh my There's God. So many comments on there about like how people love Obi-Wan.
Oh God,
I think Obi-Wan Kenobi might be the most universally loved Star Wars character. He might be number 1 on the list. And this show could like somehow vault him even higher than that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. And I love Ewan McGregor, man. He's the man.
Yeah. Bit of a weirdo, but I enjoy him as Obi-Wan.
Did you know that Ewan McGregor is the real life nephew of the actor who played Wedge Antilles?
No.
Yeah, Dennis Lawson.
Could you be any more of a Wedge Antilles fanboy? It is uncomfortable, your love for Wedge Antilles.
You gotta show love to characters with 3 minutes of screen time, my friend.
Yeah, fair.
They put in the work. And I'm gonna do a video on this too, but I found out the other day there was like an old like DVD, what was it called? It was like Behind the Magic or Lucasfilm and the Magic or something like that in the early 90s.
Yeah.
I never ever had it, but I've been watching some clips through it, and apparently there was in the early drafts for Jedi, they originally had Wedge Antilles was sent out on a mission by Leia or something like that, and was captured on a Star Destroyer and had to escape and get off of it. And you know what it reminded me of? It almost reminded me of identical to the Poe Dameron scene.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about that in the vid, but it's I'm like, and I read that, I'm like, damn, I'm like, Wedgwood might have actually had like a more fleshed out role where, the common fan might actually know who he is.
Not fair.
Yeah.
All right.
So we already got a Boba trailer. I haven't talked about you. What'd you think about it?
I liked it. It was not what I thought it was going to be, which made me very intrigued. Mind you, I had no idea what I thought it was going to be. I mean, going back to Tatooine, sitting in Jabba's throne, I have no idea whose idea that was, but That literally hit me out of left field.
Yeah,
it'll be very interesting to see what they do with that character, because he's a savage, but he's also kind of cunning. Like, I don't know.
He plans to rule with respect.
Yeah,
they're trying to turn him into a good guy.
I'm gonna guess. Yeah, he's kind of like that Deadpool anti-hero. He's a good guy.
Totally turning. Well, at the end of the day, bounty hunters are, they just go with who pays them, right? So, the one thing I enjoyed, I said this in my reaction, I'm expecting a lot of cameos in this. Like, I think this is gonna be so chock full of fan service. Like, I'm 100% expecting Cad Bane to be in this show. I've told you that before.
There is definitely rumors about it. Yeah, no doubt.
I'm expecting Bosk. I'm expecting lots of the familiar faces to all pop up. I'm expecting familiar locations. I think this is just going to be such a nostalgic, badass, nonstop action ride based on the stuff that Robert Rodriguez has been saying. But you know what I enjoyed about the trailer is that they basically didn't show shit.
Well, yeah, they didn't really give anything away.
It showed him sitting at a table of Jabba's advisors. I didn't recognize a single person there.
Yeah.
And then it shows him in a random city in trouble and kicks some butt. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Keep me completely out of the loop of what's going on.
Yeah.
Just like the Mandalorian trailer. There was nothing on Ahsoka. There was nothing on Bo-Katan. There's nothing on Luke.
Yeah.
Keep it that way. That's the way it
should be. Can we go like a hard left for 30 seconds? I'm assuming you obviously know this because you know more about the stuff than I do.
Yeah,
You've heard that they've cast Mina Massoud, who played Aladdin in the new Aladdin, to play Ezra.
Yeah.
So good. What a great choice.
Yeah. That's the, I don't know what show it's really going to be in, but whenever they do that Thrawn Ezra thing, I'm assuming it's Ahsoka, but I feel it could be like the meetup episode, whatever that is. And speaking of which, you want to know my favorite theory? Well, I don't even know if it's a theory out there. It's one that's come to my mind. I'm sure it's been talked about. In the Thrawn, or the original OG Thrawn novels, he has like a crazy, like, dark Jedi, whatever you want to call it. I think I always called him Joris Seaboth in my head, but I think I've heard people say Seabayoth or something like that. Anyways, he's like this crazy Jedi on this planet that Thrawn uses and the Emperor uses, like all this stuff. What if that? You should look it up. Type it in right now.
What's
while
that?
we're talking. Let me spell it for you. JORUS CBAOTH.
Joris Seaboth. Villains Wiki.
So, just a couple tidbits here. So, at the end of the Bad Batch, that cloning facility, in the mountain, in the last scene.
Yeah. Created by Palpatine.
Yeah, that is Mount Tantus, and Mount Tantus is where Joris Seaboth. Seabayoth. I don't know. Fucking know. When you read something forever as a kid and you
serve as the guardian of the Imperial Storehouse at Mount Tantus on Wayland. He's the secondary antagonist of Heir of the Empire and the Dark Force Rising as well. One of the two main antagonists of The Last Command.
So he was like heavily involved, obviously, as a bad dude, and there's just so many crazy stories with him, and it was so interesting.
What do you think of that Ezra becomes him?
I can't help but think that if they already put Mount Tantus in the Bad Batch, right? They're doing the cloning, and this is all about cloning because they end up cloning Luke. I I can't, like, it almost seems like the pieces are there, but they're just missing a random dark Jedi.
Well, here's the problem, though. He looks like Gandalf.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It doesn't have to be the same as the books, right? They could just take an idea and warp it with what their current stuff is. It's convenient that Ezra is with Thrawn. Last we know, way out in the craziness, Ezra flirted with the dark side.
He has, no doubt.
You know what I mean? Like, he's had interactions with Palpatine. Like, for all we know, he could have been corrupted, and now he's crazy and he's serving Thrawn, in a Jorah C'baoth kind of way. That's like my crazy. I don't want to see Ezra be evil. I want to see Ezra get rescued and have him team up. But I think that'd be an insane story to go through.
Oh, there's things on here now, like, is Snoke the canon version of Joruus? Yeah. Come on now, give your head a shake. I mean, the concept, and everyone who thinks like different people should play him.
Yeah, Ezra, my boy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I can't wait to see it. Anyway, that totally came to mind. I'm like, I gotta take this over here. It's just awesome that they've casted him. And do they know who they're casting as Thrawn? I've heard like Benedict Cumberbatch. I've heard a whole bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been confirmed. My hat's in is in what's his name? What's Mads' brother's name? Lars.
Yeah,
Lars is just because he voiced him. I think they could. Anyone could wear the makeup, right? He already has the voice. If they gotta change his cheekbones or whatever it is, they could use some prosthetics. Yeah. I think he'd be my choice. I think if the voice actor has the acting chops, then I think you should go that route. And he does have the acting chops. He's he's been on screen in lots of things before. So that'd be my vote.
It creeps me out that this Jorah C'baoth looks like Moses who parts the Red Sea. Like, a little strange.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, he's like insane when you read the story. Like, he's like crazy. Not all there. So Disney Plus Day. We only get Obi-Wan stuff. What do you think? Are we going to get any new movie announcements? Do you think we're finally going to know about the movie Taika Waititi's working on? Do you think we're going to find out what Kevin Feige's been working on with the dude who wrote the Multiverse of Madness?
I don't think so.
And some of Loki, I think. That's the writer who tapped for work.
Yeah. I think. No, I think you'll get some Marvel stuff. I think from a Star Wars perspective, you're only going to get Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Because we already got the Boba. Well, Cassian Andor is getting pretty close too. You think we get a little Andor tease?
Ooh, when is Andor again?
It's next year. I think it goes Book of Boba, Obi-Wan, Andor, Mando 3.
I think you get an Andor teaser. I forgot that Andor was after Boba.
Yeah. I think we could get like a slight tease.
Yeah. All right.
Yep. Well, I think that's all we got for today. Until next time.
It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. We should get your be prepared Friday. Well, we'll see if we could do maybe a teaser or a trailer reaction together.
Yeah, right. I jump on Friday morning if you wanted to.
Yeah. I got to figure out if I could share on StreamYard, because if I can't, then I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah.
Fair enough. And the plan is you're still coming down to see me for the first Book of Boba?
Yeah. That's the plan.
Watch it and then we'll do a reaction.
All right. We can make this small talk later. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Bye-bye.